Good morning, students. Welcome to this class. Our topic today is indirect rule. At the end of this topic, or this lesson rather, our students should be able to explain the meaning of indirect rule, identify factors that characterize indirect rule, discuss reasons for indirect rule in Nigeria. We have been learning certain concepts in colonial administration in Nigeria. In the past lessons, we have learned crown colony and protectorates. Please visit the portal and access these two topics. Meaning of indirect rule. Indirect rule refers to a system of British colonial administration in which traditional authorities, that is, local chiefs, were used as middlemen between the colonial rulers and the people. What that means is that instead of the colonial rulers to deal with the people directly as government, they had to depend on the traditional rulers who were already, in the land before the white men came. So the white men had to depend on them. So what happened is that the traditional rulers were allowed to run the day-to-day activities of the government, while the colonial government provided the guidelines that enable them to do their work in order to achieve the colonial objective. Now, there are factors that characterize indirect rule, especially in Nigeria. Number one was that taxation was introduced, and this actually replaced tributes. Another thing that was introduced was native treasury. Another factor that characterized indirect rule in Nigeria was native courts. Native courts were introduced. Very importantly, the success of indirect rule highly depended on the level of relationship between the local people and their traditional rulers. That means the better the relationship between the traditional rulers and the people, the successful indirect rule will become in that area. Of course, this was exemplified with the success of indirect rule in the north and the failure of same indirect rule in the east. Now, reasons for introducing indirect rule in Nigeria. There are various reasons here. We have listed them here, as you can see. Well, let's explain them a little. In terms of large size of the country, of course, the protectorate, the Northern Protectorate, the Southern Protectorate, even when they were amalgamated in 1914, they were still large. So because of that, the colonial government had to introduce indirect rule in order to achieve their colonial objective. At least that was for the purpose of convenience. The next reason was shortage of personnel. The colonial government did not have enough manpower to send throughout the country, throughout the territories. So because of that, they had to use the existing traditional rulers in the north, in the west, and in the east to do their work. The next one was inadequate finance. The practice of direct colonial administration was too expensive for the colonial government. And so because of that, they had to, in order to cut down costs of governance, they had to depend on the traditional rulers to achieve the objective of their colonial government. The next one is language barrier. Of course, the local people could not speak English language. They could also hear English language. So because of that, it was necessary to communicate to them through interpreter, through their local chiefs. So because of that, because of language barrier, it became necessary for the colonial government to introduce the policy of indirect rule. The next reason here is preservation of traditional institutions. These traditional institutions involve the local chiefs, the local laws, the native laws, for example, the Islamic laws, and then and all other things they had made on ground. So they had found them very necessary to deal with the people in order to achieve the objective of their colonial government. So because of that, they had to adopt the policy of indirect rule. The next reason we have here is fierce resistance by Africans. Of course, at the beginning, the Africans actually resisted the arrival of the white men. They actually did not want them to have control over their territory. There was fierce resistance, fierce opposition by Africans. And in order to calm them down, in order to reduce opposition, in order to reduce resistance by these Africans, they had to make use of their local chiefs so as to achieve their objectives. Well, the image being displayed there is an example of what we have been talking about. You can see the local chiefs with the colonial masters there, take your time and study the image. Well, in conclusion, we have been able to explain the meaning of indirect rule. We have also identified factors that characterize indirect rule in Nigeria. And of course, we have discussed reasons for introducing indirect rule. You'll be expected to answer these questions. Please go to the portal and take time to study these lessons. Answer the questions and submit them. You can replay this video if there is any area you did not follow as we learned. Thank you.